Oh my god, this thing was so much worse than we originally thought. Have a look how much better this is. In this video, guys, we're going to demonstrate some diagnostics, what the readings should be, and I'll give you the vehicle details in a moment because they all vary a little bit. But if you've been watching, if you're subscribed and you're watching, you recently, depending if I release the videos in the right order, because obviously we've got them in the bank, and you know, I just scroll through and decide which one I'm going to let out on the day, depending what mood I'm in and what mood I think you're in, and what the feedback, what the questions have been on the channel and that, and you know, the questions on our Facebook groups. Trying to answer those questions sometimes, you know. So if it's not quite what you wanted to hear, there may have been a question that day and it was on point for somebody else or a few other people. So you can't win them all. Subscribe, turn the bell on. Now, if you've been watching, we had a HILUX with 317, 350 it's got now, so you can go and check the it was an 08 HILUX with about 317,000 Ks. There's a diagnostic there. It had original injectors in it. One of the seats was just starting to leak. It was pretty average, and you can have a look at all those readings that I pointed out are the ones to keep an eye on, and you can have a look at this. This is the direct comparison, okay, at full operating temperature. We're going to go through what things should be, but I want to be clear. 2008 HILUX, there's some different injectors, right, in some of these engines, and there's autos and manuals. This one is a manual, let's be clear. So this is data for a 5-speed manual. This is also going to be very close to this sort of data on a manual in a Prado. So we'll call this maybe video called, we might put manual data in the search as well. But some people are going, yeah, get on with it, Chelsea. You just need all the information, guys. So I need to explain it, otherwise there'll be more questions. So some people are going, wow, look at that load, it's really low, it's 9.4, 9.8, true and correct, right? It could go down to 9, sometimes we even see them at 8 point something, okay? So why is it so low? Because it's a manual, right? We're not going to go into the exact reasons why, but it's pretty well the answer's in that. It's a manual, so you can have a think about it. And if you figure out why a manual and an auto is different load reading, and there's some other readings that are different also, we're going to get to that. So you know how I get sick and tired of all the experts that think they know, and all they mainly talk about is the feedback values, 1, 2, 3, 4, the feedback values. Couldn't give a stuff about the feedback values, right? If I put a value of these readings, I'm going to give you 3 that are 90%. We'll say 80%, right? 80% is the load, the main injection or the total fuel volume, and the main injection period. I'll show you those in a moment. You can check them out in the old video, and you'll be able to see why, right? This is evidence-based videos and information. It's not just me saying it. There's no smoke and mirrors. It's going to demonstrate. You can see it for yourself. There's some other readings when they're really bad, like this one was, that go out. But you know, you can have really old flogged injectors and the feedback values can be okay. So that just writes them off as having much value at all whatsoever. But also, you can have one of those that's really bad, out of specification, and other readings not too bad. So they are important to check, but very small, you know, less than 10% chance, kind of this sort of thing. So let's have a look. Load reading on a manual with new injectors should be around the 9, give or take, thereabouts, right? So that's good. Just looking on this screen, anything that's really important for us to talk about? Not really. So we're just going to move down to the next part of the main screen we like to look at, and that's generally getting the injection volume to the top of the screen. Is it? I just go past it? Yep. No, here we go. Oh no, there it is. Hang on. Okay. See this one, injection volume 4.8, 4.9. Wow, that's low. Now, on the 120 Prados, you're going to see a injection volume with new injectors quite regularly and commonly. This data, this information I'm giving to you, it's more reliable than you can read out of a Toyota workshop manual, because what it is, we've done so many of these and done and whatever. And we've also got other videos with data captured of newer vehicles and other models, and that'll all come out on our channel as well. Time, guys, people were complaining too much videos, so we're limiting it to 1 a day and trying to keep it to 10 minutes. So if you want hours a day and 5 videos a day, you better start letting me know in the comments And I suppose the people that don't want it, they don't have to watch it, do they? Anyway, the point is, with an auto, you're going to see around about the 6, you know, we'll just say around about 6 plus, 6.5, that sort of thing, on say a 120 Prado, or a HILUX auto might be around 6 or just under. Don't worry about the feedback for idle too much, it's usually around about what it is here, and the max spec on that is 4. Rarely do they go over, but I think if I remember correctly, this one was a little bit out, but it's just not something to worry about too much, as long as you see a pretty low number like that. Same as the feedback for learning. It's not something we don't need to confuse you any more than you're already confused, right? Feedback values 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at them all, very good. 0, 0, -2, -2. That's good. You don't always get that, so this come up great. When you do a good installation job, you can get results like this, right? But not always. You can do a good installation job and you can be a -0.7 or a 1.1, as long as it's within specification. I prefer to see under 1. See, there's a 0.2. Under 1. 1 point something, still okay. If it's 2 point something, I'm going, oh, I don't really see that. What's going on there? Let's look at the other readings. Not much you can do about it. Monitor the situation. As long as it doesn't get worse, it's probably going to stay the same and be the same 5 years down the track. So that's the second important reading, injection volume. Do you remember what it was on the other video? Who watched it? If I released the videos. If I didn't, it'll be coming eventually, and then you'll know I just dropped it in the wrong order. These things happen. Stay tuned, you might figure that out with a few videos. He missed that one and he's already dropped this one, and then you see that one and you go, oh, that was that one. So it's just like when you watch a mini series, when you watch something on TV, right? You've got to just watch. Put in the 10 minutes a day, watch the whole damn video, don't complain, just give it the thumbs up. If you got something to say, please give me the feedback in the comments, okay? You want to be pretty nice, otherwise I'll just bloody block you anyway and solve the problem for you. But if you can be reasonable about your feedback, give us the thumbs down. Doesn't help anyone. If you give the thumbs down, I think you got problems. But anyway, pilot 1, pilot 2, always around the 430 mark, give or take 50. Okay, you're just about going to see that all the time. This one, I think, was all over the place. You can go back and check the other video and compare if you like. Main injection period with an auto, it's usually around the 550 to 600 is what we want to see. In a manual, this is what you're going to see. Look at that, guys, beautiful. In the high 4s, no problem. That's great. Do you remember what it was in the other video? I think it was about 800-900. So double. So when I say double, the load was more than double, the injection volume was more than double, the main injection period was more than double. It's just throwing the fuel in, running rich, wrecking our health, wrecking the environment, wasting your fuel, and just about wasting your engine. And people wonder why. They still don't get it. People just don't get it with why these crack pistons, you know? Like all diesels, right? You get a little diesel, you make a heap of power, it's maxed out, it's to the limit, they're getting smaller, they're getting more power. The bloody things have got to be running in peak conditions. The injectors have got to be Mickey Mouse, or you're at risk of catastrophic failure. The Toyotas are one of the best. The 1KD is awesome. It's one of the most popular engines. That's the only reason, and like me, what I'm doing is the only reasons you hear of more than what you would of other brands. If you knew much, go and check out another popular vehicle. It's been popular for years now, the Ford Ranger. You know, just go and join a Ranger group and check it out, and then you'll know the truth. When you start to see, not many people do. Do you see Toyota technicians posting up Toyota crack pistons? No. There's a lot more Rangers and Ranger technicians posting that. I've heard of people doing 2 and 3 engines under 100,000 goes. Anyway, another story, guys. So back to this diagnostics, right? Yeah, we get a bit distracted. Main injection period was the other really important one. Now, I don't think we've done a suction control valve on this yet. It's not part of the job. It could be something else for next time. Save some money. Just have a look at the timing. Pilot 1, pilot 2, main injection. That's around about what it should be on any of these vehicles. The main thing I wanted to give you was the variable, and the variable is the load was a bit less on a manual. Those 3 most important readings, I keep saying those 3 are the most important readings. All the guns that watch my videos that know, I know who the best apprentices are, they're going to be watching this, and it's just going to it's like an extra coat of sealer on the concrete. They already knew, but it's reaffirming. That's why you keep watching the videos and you'll watch them again. I've said it before, you only retain 10% of what you hear and what you read. Therefore, you've got to do it 2 or 3 times minimum if you want to get good at something, right? When you study and you practice things, you get good at it by I can't even speak properly. Get good at it by repetition. Now, just looking at this fuel pressure since we've been looking at it for a minute while I've been waffling on, as people say, it's actually very good, this fuel pressure. 35's the target, and you've seen it hasn't really gone below. I'm not saying this is okay. I'm not going to include whether this has got a short one or a long one. I'm just mentioning that this is normal fuel pressure on any of these vehicles. If you see that, it's normal. If you see it dropping to about 30 or 29 and jumping up to 36, 38, even though that's technically within specification, it's not normal. Anyway guys, this one come up really good. You can see, you want to have a look again, I'll show you the Ks so you know the one, right? 317, 350, come up really good, all the readings are great. That's a video, we're done. That's a bada bing, bada boom, alright? Or I can go bada bing, bada boom, okay? Guys, please give us a thumbs up. You should have learned a lot out of that, confirming your information that I'm trying to teach you and help you out with. And yeah, if you haven't already, I'm sure you have, but I'm not that sure, because 70% of people watching these videos are not subscribed. Are you allergic to a subscription? It's for your own good. Press that subscribe button now, turn the bell on. It's the best information on the internet. Don't take my word for it, read the comments. The people, hundreds of people putting those same sort of comments saying that. If they're saying it, believe them, not me. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See ya.